All right, we are live. Hey there, guys. This is Chris with my co-host JP Fluellen, and thanks for joining us again for yet again another episode of the Success Agent Podcast, where we're going to talk about strategies to help real estate agents catalyze their business, sell more homes, and spend less time doing it, spend less money doing it, all with automation and good mindset. You can catch us here live on the Success Agent Podcast Facebook page every single week on Wednesdays, and it's our only focus to create content to help supercharge your business and really be the catalyst that you've been looking for. Last week we started off the new year right by talking about priorities, not just for business but also for life as well. And we're going to talk. We also talked about kind of setting goals, but today is really about the meat of it, which is setting those goals and creating an actionable plan to accomplish them. So today we're going to be going off of that, doing something called the 411. Super simple exercise, but really, really powerful when you break it down. This is something that JP has been mastering for quite a while now. And I'm going to let him kind of take the lead. We're going to talk about what it is, how to do it, and ultimately how to implement it into your business. So go ahead, JP.
Yeah, so basically 411 is just kind of a goal setting process, if you will, on how to set up your business in a way that gives you small chunks to bite off in terms of, how you're going to achieve those goals. And then it also gives a model if you've got a mentor or a coach or somebody that you've hired to kind of look at your business, to have somebody that has a method of following up. So basically what it is it's 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. And it kind of gives a way to look at your business and how you can basically look at, okay, what am I doing this week? What do I need to accomplish? Well, how many calls do I need to make? Because it kind of follows that millionaire real estate agent model to where, it's math, it's how many calls you can make, to basically get to this many appointments, which then leads to this many closings. So essentially, and I'm kind of implementing this in my business a lot now because, now with driving a team, it really makes sense to have your business kind of broken up into smaller chunks in order to give yourself a way to measure how you're performing and measure how they're performing, and then gives you segments and how to help them improve their business in terms of how many prospects, what's your sphere of influence look like? Who are you calling? Did you actually make your calls? Online lead conversion. So it's all of these different mixes in order to make sure that you've got the right amount of prospecting in general in order to make sure that you're achieving your goals. So essentially what I'm doing with my team right now is every Friday we get together and we make sure that, we have like a tracking sheet that shows like, okay, I made these many calls, and then it gives you like a really simple, quick way to quickly look at your business and say, oh, yep, I guess I did BS for 4 hours instead of actually doing business, And so then, with what I'm doing now, it makes it nice because you don't have all this traffic coming in and out of your office all the time.
Yes, I'm sure.
And so you can really, you're the only person that's getting in the way of your success is you now. You can't blame it on, well, I got people coming to my office, they're asking me questions, they're being rude, all these things. And so it kind of just comes down to that you've just got to be very cognizant of time management and just really dialing in exactly what it is and what it's going to take in order for you to reach those successes.
So you obviously want to start with the year in mind, right? Because it's kind of hard to start by week. I feel like that's thinking small.
Yes. Yes. So you kind of like, okay, what's, I have all my people do business plans.
Yeah.
And so they basically have like, okay, I want to achieve X, Y, Z in income. So then we work it backwards from there. Okay, well then you need to have this many closings by this date or you're already behind. And then, okay, in order to achieve that quarterly or monthly goal, then you have to have this much business in your pipeline in order to make that happen. And so if you're not achieving the the close ratio that you're looking for, then you need to do something drastically different because, time doesn't stop just because you're lazy, so you've got to be able to be like, all right, so, okay, well, and then you've got the family stuff, you've got kid stuff, you've got,
Yeah.
Travel and stuff in there. And so you've got to also keep those things in mind that, if you're not gaining momentum now early in the year, then you're already behind, and I just did a live video on my personal Facebook page today about 2019. And it's like, dude, we're already 9 days in, and if you haven't even started what you're doing, you're behind. You're 9 days behind already.
Yeah, for sure.
And, 2019 is going to be over before you know it. So, stop doing what you did last year because obviously that didn't work.
Yeah.
So let's do something different and make sure that we are actually taking real actionable steps to get our business off the ground early.
Yeah.
Because like this last year, I turned around and I was like, oh crap, it's November. That's the last day of the month in my own, in real estate. Like that's your last day of the year, December, the first day of the next year, because you're 30 days out on anything that you're doing. So
that's true.
We get 11 months. We get 11 months. That's it.
Well, you get 12. It's just a different.
Well, we get 12. It's just one we steal from the year before.
You're not that badass. Come on, man.
True. Well, I do what I do.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you start with your year, break that down, looking at everything. For me, it was saying no to stuff, which one of the first things I did this year, which I'm already a little bit behind, and it's 9 days, and it's kind of like, well, shit, that's half a month almost, third of a month.
Yep.
One of my biggest things is just saying no to people and getting rid of stupid projects that don't actually matter and recalculating what does matter, and then, breaking down those goals. And for the longest time, I didn't have quantifiable goals. They were like qualitative, like be nicer to yourself. But like, what the hell does that mean? Like actually give yourself things or realistic goals that amount to something. Like there's substance there. It's not this overhanging, oh, just do this and be happy and all this crap. Like, no, you got to sell 50 of your platforms, sell 5 homes, which I know is low, but I'm trying to spread my my income or diversity, and also get 10 referrals. If I do that, man, I'm doing very well for myself. And then break that down into my monthly stuff. So what's your team's goals? What goals do you have for your team actually?
So this year we have a goal of 100 houses.
Okay.
And which is about 40 more than what I did last year.
Okay,
so
you got teams.
We have some 10x goals. I ain't gonna lie,
Those 10x goals, man, they're tough. I looked at my 10x goals before, and it's like they kind of get me so flustered because they're almost so unreal. It's like, dude, I don't know if I can do that.
Right. So one of the things that, I've encouraged my team to do is to take massive action, like stupid action to where you're just like, how am I going to find time to do all this? Like how am I going to do my business and then try to find where I'm going to take this extra action, And so the biggest thing is with, taking massive action also requires leverage. So sometimes you have to leverage resources in order to achieve massive action. Mm-hmm. And so that's, you've got to leverage yourself through other people because you don't have time. So, or you can leverage through money. So basically it's a combination of both, also leveraging how much, taking a look at what your ad spends were last year, and then taking a massive action with that, taking a look at where your sources of information, sources of leads were coming from, and then taking more action when it's available on those things, because, we all understand in real estate that you have to have lots of leads to get, it's not necessarily leads, but lots of conversion. So right. I'm taking massive action in role plays. I'm taking massive action in self-education. I'm taking massive action in going to seminars and trainings and, and spending some dollars that I didn't spend last year in other areas to make sure that I'm on track to reach my goals with my team by the end of the year. And so we're really going to take a look at breaking that down into quarters. So every 3 months we're going to reevaluate, okay, what worked last quarter, what didn't work, what do we need to be doing, what do we need to change, what areas are my team struggling in, and making sure that we take more action in those areas, and just really taking control over what it is that you're doing versus just allowing the way that real estate tends to work to just do that. Because then what'll end up happening is, anything with real estate is energy in, energy out. So if you put negative energy in and, in a lot of it, then you're going to get a lot of negative energy back. And so then your chaos in your life is just going to start ramping up because, I think stress is a magnet,
It is.
And misery loves company, dude. Like that's just the way it is. Like somebody can see that you're miserable. Then all of a sudden, you realize you got people calling you. And then the first thing that comes out of their mouth is like, oh, dude, tell me, like, here's what's going on. Like, and I'm like, dude, where did this come from? And did I have that written on my face or something? Like, did I have a sign on my face that said, hey, come sit next to me and give me all your BS because I got a lot of it in my life right now. Like, and so if you're always upbeat and you're always happy and you're like, like I follow Grant Cardone quite a bit, and he always like, no matter what is going on, that dude is smiling and he is intense and he like, you just want to like suck it all up because I'm like, dude, how can you at 61 years old, be so excited all the time and not be like, where's my Doan's pills and, sitting around in my wheelchair already, like trying to figure it out, like,
dude,
but he's just like, you know what, he's going to, it's really true that you're only as old as you feel.
Yeah. Age is just a number, man. You look at the 90-year-olds who are kicking some ass. They're out there having a good time. And then you look at the 70-year-olds who can't even get out of their chair. And it's like,
true that, man.
That is a mentality that is such a mental block that has ruined their life and is only going to continue to do so. Cool, guys. I know we got to keep this one short, which is fine. So next week, we're going to be talking about some more actionable items, something that's super important. A lot of people kind of fail on doing it, especially who I've talked to. It's easy to fall behind on following up and keeping in touch with people. And that more importantly, keeping in touch with your sphere. A lot of money comes from your sphere. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And that's just not a resource that you can miss out on when it can be so easy to take care of. Just set the time to do it and put apart some time to actually systemize stuff. Because you can't rely on yourself. As JP said, you got to create leverage to explode your business. And that's what we're going to be covering next week. For me, you can just reach out to me via Facebook, my personal page on Success Agent Podcast, or you can shoot me an email at chris.successagent@gmail.com. JP, how can I get a hold of you?
So you can find me at JP Real Estate page, Titan Real Estate on Facebook. You can also find me at Lyle Holmes on Twitter. You can find me at Fluellen on Instagram. You can send me a direct text, 307-772-1184, or you can email me at james.fluellen@gmail.com. And right now we're still offering that 30-minute coaching call. If somebody just wants to text me and say, hey, I'd like to get that set up, we can get that going right now. And also, if you like the content that we're bringing right now, you can just give us a review here on our Facebook page. Or we're going to be coming up on iTunes here real quick, hopefully soon. And then you can write a review and on what you think and what kind of content you'd like us to cover. And it'd be fantastic. So thanks, guys, for joining. And we will see you on the next one.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. JP, I love the energy today. It was excellent.
Thanks.
Cool, man. Bring it to the table. All right. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.